So in my opinion, this is either going to be fantastic for the sport. This is going to get more eyes on the sport, even though we have the Paramount deal coming in, or this is going to drastically hinder our sport's growth. I'm not going to lie to you. Isaac Dalgarian was a part of a huge scandal this weekend, throwing his fight, allegedly, the betting line, throwing his fight against Yadir Dival. I mean, I'm not even going to work to pronounce that name. And in my opinion, what a lot of people aren't even talking about is takes two people to throw a fight. He has to know to submit. He has to know not to ground and pound him. Okay, but we're going to go over this whole thing. I have Ariel Helwani clips to pull up. I have other people throwing other fighters in the mix, saying that apparently Thembe Garumbo might have some legal issues coming up soon. But we're going to go through this whole situation. I needed to wait until Ariel Helwani honestly weighed in, because I'm not saying I'm not a real journalist. I just don't have the contacts in the sport that Ariel Helwani does. Now, I did get a huge text back last night from a massive dude in the MMA community. Not gonna name specific names, okay? I don't want it to be leaked that I have this dude's phone number, but hey, my connections in the MMA community have went up 1,000% in the past 48 hours. I'm just gonna say that right now. But Ariel Helwani posted, well, he did his Monday live stream today, and he did about an hour and change segment on it where, he had Rick and all the guys on there, and then he did like a segment by himself, and then he also had a betting analysis from Yahoo Sports on to talk about this whole thing. But Isaac Dalgarian's purse is now being held by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Holy boys, my brain is just like rocking around in my head with nothing else in it, just air. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If you're accused of throwing fights, right? If this guy is accused of throwing fights, which in my personal opinion, he absolutely threw the fight. Now, obviously, the fight is like a minute and change. The whole minute and change is on Twitter. Everything is on Twitter. I was debating going through it like frame by frame so I wouldn't get flagged by the UFC, but figured they would find me anyway. They found this guy. They would find me anyway, and my channel would go bye-bye. So we're not going to do the play-by-play, but it's all there available. This guy threw the fight. Was a heavy favorite. I believe he was minus, where is it? Where are you? He was a minus 240, I believe. He was a minus 240. This is just the lines on Yair Dival. Yair Dival was a plus 205 before the fight started. And then, literally, you see this mega drop in the odds. A super mega drop in the odds to plus 115. And then we look at this round one. Dival wins round one, which is a very specific bet, from plus 850 to plus 475. Almost cut the odds in half. These boys almost cut the odds in half. Now, look, I haven't seen this reported anywhere else, but when I asked Grok about this situation, he told me that allegedly, in total, it was $16 million put on Dalgarian losing that first round, getting submitted in the first round. Now, obviously, I don't know how credible that. I don't know where Grok got the information from. He actually didn't cite it. He said it to me, and actually, I could pull it up for you guys. He said it to me, and then refused to cite it. Where is it? Right here. Totaling an abnormal $16 million handle on the Apex prelim bout. So I'm just a little confused on where Grok got that line, but obviously Grok isn't the only source where I get my information. I just wanted him to put something very, I needed him to organize my thoughts for me. I just asked him, hey, talking about the UFC situation. Sorry for not clarifying. I just want to see if there's any extra information. And him throwing that $16 million number out, I'm a little bewildered at, because I didn't get that number from anywhere. I didn't hear Ariel say that. I haven't heard any of the Yahoo. I haven't heard anybody publicly say the amount of money that was put on Dalgarian losing the first round. Now, we have about a 4-minute clip from Ariel Helwani that we're going to play where he explains everything that he knows about the Isaac Dalgarian situation. Now, Isaac Dalgarian was cut from the UFC, and the professional reason that they gave us was due to his loss, due to him losing, which contractually you can do that, but he is coming off of a brand new contract. In a recent interview before this fight, he said he just signed a brand new contract with the UFC. So, but we know what's going on. We obviously know what's going on. The FBI allegedly has flagged 100 fights in 2025 alone. Look, we're going to let this Ariel Helwani clip play. This is going to be a stop and go kind of thing. When I hear something very interesting or something that needs to be talked about, we're going to pause and talk about it. And let's go.
Yeah, play here. Obviously, UFC was.
Okay, wait a minute. Can we just wait one specific second? Now, another thing that a lot of people are pointing out is this very top quote tweet right here. Keynote: Mark Ratner and Jeff Novitzky, who oversee the UFC's compliance and integrity, are now under federal scrutiny. Which, I mean, yeah, like, we'll play the we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Here's what I know regarding this story, and there's a bigger story at play here. Obviously, UFC was aware of this. They were made aware of it, and my understanding is there were conversations with Bulgarian and his team about this activity and questioning him what is going on. And multiple times he said that, according to my sources, that he was good to go, that there was nothing of this sort happening, and that there was nothing to worry about, essentially. Now, I have talked to multiple people who have known Isaac for a long time and who have trained with Isaac and who have heard about training sessions. And
I thought he was going to stop at that point, and instead he just kind of rolled through it. The UFC talked to Isaac Dolgarian before he walked out. The UFC got notified via the FBI, and they have like a betting watchdog group that watches for these insider bets, these crazy fluctuations last minute that could mean, like, hey, somebody's giving out insider information. They asked him. They say, hey, Isaac, we're getting notified that allegedly, this is how the conversation goes in my head. Hey, Isaac, we're getting notified that allegedly $16 million is being put for you to get submitted in this very first round. Is everything okay? It's like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm good to go. And obviously he wasn't. So why would you confront somebody? Why would you go out there and confront somebody who you have physical evidence on that is more than likely going to throw this fight? Why don't you just cancel the fight? Why wasn't the fight just canceled? In reality, just cut this guy. But now, like Dana said, you're going to federal fucking prison. Why not just cancel the fight? I don't get it. It's not a main event. We're in the Apex. This is like the main. Did we see the main event? Are we being for real here? This is one of the worst Apex cards that we have seen all of 2025, and we're worried about cutting a fight on the prelims.
I've been told that in the gym, he goes up against some of the best fighters in the world. The Yusuf Zalals of the world, the Corey Sandhagens of the world, like some of the top guys in that area, in the Denver area. And not only does he go toe-to-toe, but sometimes gets the better of them. And I've been told that
I don't know why that even makes... I mean, well, yeah, he's going to lead to like, well, that shows that he shouldn't have lost in the first round. Yeah, but who cares that he beats up Corey Sandhagen in the practice room, Ariel Helwani? You know what I mean? I'm more worried about the UFC fixing fights. This sport has had 100 fights allegedly flagged by the FBI due to insider betting. That has to be at least 11% of the fights we have seen this year. 1 out of every 10. 100 fights.
he is an absolute stud. And those same people had the same reaction that Daniel Cormier had the same reaction that Michael Chiesa had, which was, what the hell was going on? What was that? Now, to the best of my knowledge, well, actually, I know this for a fact, like the broadcast team wasn't aware. But so all of that was very genuine, like not following through on the takedown, not fighting the hands, just punching when, you know, that arm is sunken in under the chin. It was all...
Yeah, look, listen. If you watch that fight, if I didn't even tell you that fight was rigged, you would be like, does this Isaac Dalgarian kid even know what he's doing out there? It literally looked like somebody picked somebody off the street who actually had zero ground knowledge or just fighting knowledge in general and just threw him in there. Normally, Isaac Dalgarian shoots Hamzat level takedowns where he springboards off of his feet and takes you down and follows through. He walked this dude to the cage. Isaac walked the dude to the cage and then just let him dominate him. Like it was honestly like weird to watch. Knowing that this fight was rigged, it was weird to watch. Now I didn't get the privilege of watching this live. Now I did watch Themba Gorimbo lose, but I did not get the privilege of watching this live. I forgot what I was doing, maybe being a father or something like that. But this was insane. This is insane. Like I said earlier in the video, this situation is either going to hinder this sport's growth because people are going to be like, bro, any fight could be rigged at this point. The referees might be in on it. The judges might be in on it. Now, my whole idea was to play this and stop and go with this video, but Ariel Helwani is being a little bit too slow for me. He talks about in this video how there are 100 fights allegedly being flagged by the FBI just in this year, right? And a fight that he brought up was Nico Price versus Robbie Lawler. Now, I do not believe that was in 2025. I believe that was in 2024, maybe even 2023. It was Robbie Lawler's last fight, if I remember correctly. And wow, yeah, that most definitely could have been a rigged fight. Nico Price was not supposed to. It literally looked like a fall. It literally looked like he waited for Robbie to punch him, and he just laid there, right? And people are posting all these clips of Herb Dean when he was refereeing the Sean O'Malley versus Merab fight, where he's like pressuring these guys to fight. He's like, come on, guys, let's work. There's like so many things that now need to be revisited. And that's why I'm saying this throws the integrity of our sport in the air. Absolutely. Now, I was thinking about this a lot. There is a clear solution to all of this. An absolute clear solution. And I don't know if I like it. The clear solution is honestly AI refs, AI judges, and that's the solution. I know that's not really going to solve the fighters throwing fights, but at least that takes out the questions and the integrity of the sport, especially with all of this. This is crazy. If Gronk is right, $16 million was bet on a plus 850 line. On a plus 850 line. And obviously whoever did it cracked it on the 29th. They cracked it on the 29th and didn't tell nobody until November 2nd. Until it was game time. Until they really knew that it was going to happen. But this initial drop in the middle, this is the big fish, I think. I think this is the big fish. And then everything preceding it would be like, hey, he added everybody on Discord and was like, hey, boys, this is it. This is our chance. Now, Ariel, everything Ariel said today obviously cannot be captured in this 4-minute promotion clip that he posted. Now, the only reason I'm allowed to play this clip, I can even play it in its entirety, is because Ariel posted it to Twitter, so now it's like free use. You use it as promotion for your brand. I can now use it for mine. Hey, got him. Well, I did not mean to open up Minecraft, but you guys didn't even see that because I'm window. Hey, it shouldn't even have said nothing. But I cannot encapsulate everything that Ariel said on today's show through this 4 minutes. Everything he said today was extremely insightful. We have one more thing to go over, and it's Thurembe Gumbo being accused of, or not Thurembe Gumbo, Onama throwing a fight. Now we'll go through that in a second, but let's see if Ariel has
Very unlike him, and as both DC and Chiesa rightly said, it was like white belt stuff, and he's not a white belt. And he doesn't fight like a white belt. And I don't mean white belt in jiu-jitsu only. I mean like white belt in MMA. So
yeah,
all of that led to more suspicion. After he was asked multiple times to continue, like, there were people that were wondering, like, this seems a little bit odd. And obviously the radar is up. There was the Derek Minner situation of a few years ago. There's all this other stuff going on in the world of basketball, the NBA to be particular. And I believe that in this case, the UFC should have just pulled the fight. What's the point?
Wow, whoop-de-doo.
Just pull the fight.
Yes.
There's nothing in the contract that states you can't pull the fight.
Yes.
Pull the fight.
Now, it's very obvious that I've watched Ariel Helwani before I even started recording, so yes, I am kind of mirroring the pulling the fight talking point. I honestly didn't even think of that. Obviously, I didn't know half of these things before Ariel went live. I did not know that the UFC went and spoke to Isaac Dalgarian before the fight even started. Didn't know about the FBI flagging a potential 100 fights. I didn't know about the $16 million bounty that was put on Isaac Dalgarian's head on the first round via Gronk. Yeah, cutting Isaac is the least we could do at this point. He needs to be put in federal fucking prison, just like that Dana White clip. That Dana White clip is so legendary, and it's so weird how everything just like circles back around, because Isaac Newton is 1,000% Isaac Newton. Isaac Dalgarian. Isaac Newton is more than likely not going to federal prison, if you know who Isaac Newton is. Isaac Dalgarian, in reality, more than likely is going to federal prison, or at least getting a little probation. Who's really going to go to federal prison is this dude right here in the middle who cracked this 850 underdog round 1 finish. Now, even if he did it, so if he did submission, it would be even higher. If he did submission, it would be even higher, but we know he didn't because the graph. Shout out to the graph. Shout out to the real gamblers who are watching the. Hey, I might have scrolled up a little too far. Okay, but we're gonna go through. Well, I still have a little bit. I'm so scatterbrained. We have 1 more minute left.
Why lead yourself to this? To be clear, I don't think the UFC had anything to do with any sort of nefarious activity. Nothing that has been said to me would suggest that.
Hold the phone. Now, what I did forget to speak about is on this show, Ariel Helwani says that he has been made aware of multiple fighters who have been given offers to throw their fights. Who have given offers to throw their fights. Now, I do not have the tweet pulled up, but one of these fighters tweeted out that it was like 70,000, that somebody offered them 70,000 to throw a fight. Now, what I'm questioning is, why is there not a fail-safe in play where, just like in politics, if somebody comes up to you and is trying to buy information off of you, you go to a special person and be like, hey, I'm not trying to be a treasoner, okay? I'm not trying to commit treason right now. This dude from Lithuania is trying to buy our secrets, all right? And they'll figure it out. Why isn't there a division in the UFC security team that deals with shit like this? This seems like an insane oversight, okay? You have these fighters out and about every single time that they go out and fight in these fighter hotels. I've encountered them multiple times. I go to every single time there is a UFC event near me. I'm at the fighter hotel. I'm hanging out. I'm trying to meet people, okay? I'm trying to get some shit done, all right? Why do we not have a security team who is there for fighters who get pressed or, basically extorted out of their own jobs? You know what I mean? Because at some point, it is like a level of extortion if they're like, hey, you have to throw this. Like, it could be like that. I don't think the Isaac Dalgarian situation is like that, but it definitely could. It definitely could get that way. If you guys, you know what I mean? You guys see what I'm saying? 20 more seconds of Ariel.
In any
I'm so stupid. A minute and 20 seconds.
way, shape, or form. But if there are clear signs of some weird stuff going on, some weird gambling activity going on, if he's not quite acting himself back there, pull the fight. Why? Like, it's not worth it. It's a mid-tier fight on an Apex card that could lead to so much more. And by the way, even if they did pull the fight, the fact that this stuff was already happening should lead to an investigation. If in fact he was in agreement to throw a fight, to work a fight, that should lead to a release. But but still, it's a stain on the company.
Absolutely. Now, I think everything he's going to say furthermore is going to be a little bit more redundant because we already covered everything. But why is there not a part of the UFC that is able to do this? Now, an example that I'm about to show you guys right now. This was posted July 10th of 2022. July 10th of 2022. I have no idea what app this is. This looks like it's a review app. I have no idea. But Marty's Hairline 2.0 at MMA Underdog. Shout out to Marty's Hairline. Unbanned Marty's Hairline, by the way. Post this. Now, we're going to read this in its entirety because I find it very interesting. Now, I wish, honestly, I'm going to DM Marty's Hairline and see if I can get like the full screenshot of this. But says, hey guys, hope everyone's doing well. So last night in his post-fight interview, David Onama made a call out to his guy Skinny Betts. On this guy's Instagram profile, you could see he's an MMA tipster. Now, an MMA tipster is a dude who gets inside information. No idea how. Obviously, he knows people on the inside. On this guy's Instagram story, you could see he made somehow large bets, 12 grand on the over 1.5 rounds in the Onama fight. Onama himself shared the bet and is telling people to follow Skinny Betts because he's a great tipster. After rewatching the fight, I noticed that Onama had a very low pace in the first round and only went for the arm triangle exactly after 2 minutes and 30 seconds in the second round. The tipster also posted a video of him waiting for Onama to call him out on live for the Octagon interview. This obviously tells us that Onama would know this. Obviously, tell us that he knew Onama. Whatever. The English is, the grammar is like disgusting, but you guys are getting the point here. Now everybody is questioning every single fight. Call me the Mystic E-Rock. Every fight I've ever have predicted and it went wrong was thrown out. The UFC is now fit. They are fixing fights. They signed with the WWE. They collaborate with the WWE. And now we are fixing fights. I cannot wait to see what comes from this, what backlash comes from this, what eyes this brings on the sport, and what federal sentence, what's his name? Isaac Dolgarian gets at the end, man. What a shit ending to a shit career. Not gonna lie to you, I know I'm pretty sure a guy was undefeated, and he will more than likely never fight in a pro organization ever again. Absolutely insane, boys. Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment. I'll catch you guys later.